Okay, good morning, everyone. So it's very likely that we will take the final exam in the form of online. So do you know when the final exam period officially starts? The date? Let's see, we have two more classes on June the 6th, sorry, June the 1st, and then starting from June the 14th. That means from now until that, let's see, no, we have 3 more weeks, right? Three more weeks. And just in case that everything gets better and we have no more community COVID case, we may have an offline exam, but that's very rare, very less likely that we will have that chance. So just in case that if we need to take the online exam, is the form of the online exam usually consists of two parts. The first part is the multiple choices questions, and then the second part, let's say, just the essay as usual. So don't worry about the content of the final exam because once I get information from the other instructors, from Dr. Kuhn, who is the team leader of the organizational behavior course lecturers at this in this semester, I will inform you immediately. And remember, keep track of the information I post on the Blackboard very, very regularly because maybe when I got information from the other instructors, we will not have any regular schedule anymore. But I will post the link of the Zoom IDs that I prepare for you, just an additional meeting that we will have to prepare for the final exam. So make sure that you get informed from the Blackboard on when we will have an additional meeting to prepare for the final exam. Okay. All right, good morning, everyone. Before we start, just make sure that you hear me clearly. So everything is good. The sound is good for you. Can you hear me? Good, thank you. So our topic today is organizational culture. In chapter 15, just a second. All right, can you see the screen? All right, our today topic is about organizational culture, a very, very popular topic that most the researchers, the lecturers, and uh, the guest speaker loves to talk about. And most of the time, when you hear the terms organizational culture or culture, you will hear that people say organizational culture is very important. Organizational culture is critical for the firm's success. Organizational culture is blah, blah, blah. However, most of the time when people talk about organizational culture, they don't know what it is. Because until this moment, we don't have a unique or common agreed definition or concept of organizational culture. Someone say that the organizational culture consists of the story, consists of the uniform, the logo, the slogan, the symbol. Someone say organizational culture is the value. However, the scientists, the researchers, the students, the business, they have different views about what organizational is. So today, what you hear about organizational culture is just an angle of view that may enhance you to view yourself thinking about what organizational is. Okay. Until now, the concept of organizational culture is still not clear, and people still have not had a common agreed concept of what organizational culture is. Okay, let me introduce a definition that of organizational culture that many scientists, researchers agree together in the fields of science. And when you bring this concept to the practice work, when you talk to the CEO, the CFO, when you talk to the businessman, they don't know this concept and they never care about this concept. Okay, but however, let me share with you what the scientists mostly agree, concept of organizational culture. Organizational culture refers to a system of share meaning held by members that distinguishes the organization from all other organizations. This concept means or imply that there are something really meaningful to the members of an organization, and the system of the meaningful things that that is valuable to an organization will not be or may not be valuable to another organizations. And what is meaningful to an organization or what is meaningful to the member of an organization distinguish that organization. to another organizations or to others organizations. For example, when we talk about Google Corporation, people working in Google have a strong belief that what is innovation makes the company develop and become the dominant, become the leader on the market. They believe in the strength of innovation. So innovation is meaningful to Google, but standardizations and low price are meaningful to Walmart. So what meaningful to Walmart distinguish Walmart from what meaningful to Google. Okay, so what you believe or what the only members, most of members of the organization believes may be considered as the culture of organizations. So what meaningful to an organization may become a system, not a single thing. And if you want to understand culture in another easier forms to understand, I can introduce you another platform. That is, you can think about organizational culture as a system of values. A system of values. That system of value has two subsystems. The first one is the system of goals. The system of goals. And the second one is may call the system of norms. System of norms. In the system of goals, we have the goals for the company. The goal for the company. The organizations. Those goals include the market share, the profit, the financial goals, the market goals, let's say the technology goals. We want to achieve 50% of the market share. We want to get the ROA about 2.5. We want to get the profits of 2.5 billion US dollars for this year. That is the goal for the companies. And under the pressure of the society, the company may set the goals for all the parties, the stakeholders, not only the goals of the profitability, but also the goals for the society, the communities, the customers, and you may call here as another term that is very familiar to you. That is CSR, corporate social responsibility. So part of organizational culture system is the goals of a company, the system of goals. And when you look back the concept of the culture, we can say that the shared meaning held by members. That means when an organization has culture and has a strong culture, the goals of the company, including the goals for the company itself and the goals for the others that important to the company. The system of goals will be shared, accepted, and strives to achieve by all the members of the company. So one of the common ways when I did the consultant job for the company, when I want to know whether or not the company has a strong culture, I will ask the company's members about the goals of the company, whether or not they know the goals of the company, whether or not they respect the goals of the company, whether or not all the members of a company try to achieve and show commitment to that goals. If that is the case, you can say this organization has a strong culture. When the system of goals of a company shared by all the members and prized by all the members, respected by all the members. Okay. The second, let me rewrite this word. norms. The second component of the system values the organizational culture. That is the system of norms. Norms here, you can think about the regulations or the direction of behavior that regulates what, just two simple things, what to do and what not to do. Not to do. Oh, sorry. Not to do. That means when you are the members of the organization, you should focus on how to create the innovation. You should focus and concentrate your energy to think about the new ideas, the new ways of doing things. You don't need to care. You should not care about saving the resources. You should not care about how to standardize the process. When you are a member of this company, you should concentrate on expanding the market, building the relationship with customer. You should think about how to make the market share wider. To be a member of a company, you should believe in that. You should not do that. You should not do that. That is a second component of a company culture. The system of norms that regulates, directs the behaviors of the organizational members. So the signal of a company that has a strong culture is that this system of norms is shared and respect by all the members. This system is shared, accepted, and respected by all the members of the organization. They behave according, based on the norms of the company. They respect the goals of the company. They try to achieve the goals of the company. They consider the goals of the company as parts of their lifetime goals. They consider the company system of norms as the base to direct, to control their behaviors. And that is the concept as well as the signal of a strong culture from a company. Do you have any questions or anything that you are not clear about the concept of organizational culture? I hope that when you look at organizational culture from the point of view of the system value, that's clearer and help you understand the culture better. And let me tell you the four characteristics of a strong culture that an organization may have. Remember, many people say that the story, the uniform, the ritual, the songs are the company culture. That means when you see that, when you see those things I just told you, they are organizational culture. That's wrong. Culture is something that you never see, but you can see the representative of culture. All right, now think about this. I will tell you something that people usually saying that is the company culture. For example, the songs. For example, the uniform. For example, the story. For example, the slogan. Right? Many people tell you that. Many people of the companies, the members of the company told you that the songs is my company culture. The uniform is my company culture. The story is my company's culture, and the slogan represent company culture. However, let's clarify this point here. First, we need to come back the system of value. That is the base of the concept of organizational culture. And not every company has the system of value. When you come to a company, it's very likely that when you ask the member of the organization, what is the goals of your company? They say, I don't know. Let me ask you, do you know the goals of the school that you are the student, right? Or are you clear about the goals of your company in the company that you are working for, maybe full-time or part-time in the next 3 years? Or do you know what are the behaviors that your organization respect, value, and usually ask you to demonstrate at the working place? Sometimes you say yes, sometimes you say no. So coming back to this point, an organizational culture is strong when and only when the organizational members share, accepting, and respecting the system of values. And those things I told you here can be or cannot be, maybe or may not be the representative of organizational culture, maybe or may not be. It doesn't matter that a company has culture or not. It still has that company still has songs, uniform, story, slogan. Do you think that a company has uniform for the members, for the employee, so that we say that company has culture? No. So in reverse, do you think that a company has no culture, so that the employees will come to work with no clothes? Oh, sorry, no uniform. I'm sorry, no uniform. Sorry for that. Related to the culture. A company, a company can have no culture, but still have uniform for its employees. Right? Agree? So those things I told you here, this one. They may be organizational, they may be part of organizational culture, and they may be not. And the key to distinguish between an organization that has culture or strong culture with the organization that has no culture or very, very weak culture is the system of values. And you only can, if you are not the member of the organization, you only say that I feel that organization has strong culture or weak, because I observe the behaviors of the organizational members. If they behave based on the system of values, if they are proud of their company, if they are aware of the company goals, if they respect the company goals, that is what they wear, what they say, what they usually talk about are the representative of the organizational culture. So looking at a company and saying that company has a culture or not, we need to look at the system value, not look at the song for uniform story slogan. We look at the system value. We try to identify whether or not that company can build, maintain, and develop a strong system values, not a very beautiful songs, uniform story, or slogan. Those things will automatically appears when we have a strong system of value. Okay, so I just share with you the concept of organizational culture and some other points of view about how to understand the culture a little bit easier. Okay, so do you have any questions before we continue? Can you still hear me? Hello, can you still hear me? Okay, good. Now we move to the common characteristic of organizational culture, or in other words, how you can observe, how you can observe and distinguish between this kind of culture and other kinds of culture. Oh, sorry. The characteristic of organizational culture may include six types. The first one is the adaptability. Adaptability is the degree to which the employees are encouraged to be innovative and to take risks, to experience new things. And remember, high adaptability or low adaptability are the characteristic of a system value of organizational culture. Some organizational culture may the encourage their employees to become very, very innovative, become very open. However, another organization may limit may limit the availability support of the support for taking risks, and it's normal. It's normal. But an organization may select to develop very strong culture on adaptability, or maybe develop a culture that does not encourage or support adaptability. It's normal. Another way to develop organizational culture is focused on the detail orientation. And detail orientation usually is the characteristic of the low cost or cost leadership strategies company, like Walmart, or in Vietnam, we can say Vietjet for the low cost airline. Because the detail orientation, the detail orientation culture direct the employees to precision, analysis, and attention to detail. That means everything must be standardized in procedure, and no deviation can be accepted. Very limitation room for the discretion between one and another one. Precision, accuracy is the focus of detail orientation. And you can see, like with Jet Airlines, like Walmart, they focus on standardizations. They try to lower their costs, and they compete by the strategy of cost leadership. And detail orientation is an ideal culture or orientation for those companies. Remember, among the six characteristics, no one is better than another one. Just which one fits to another, fit to this organization or that organization. Okay. Another characteristic of organizational culture you may have you may need to pay attention on, that is the results outcome orientation. The result oriented or outcome orientation encourages or focus on the results, the achievement of the goals, and the company doesn't care how you get that. That means it looks like something that Google is applying right now in Google's culture. You can stay at home to work. You may come to the company to work. You may be eating and working at the same time. You may work at night. You may work in the morning. You may work in team. You may work individually. I don't care. I need the results on time. I need the good results on time. I need the innovation. But whatever, whatever the way you do, provided that your way is ethical. Do it yourself. You have autonomy when you work. That is That is the results or outcome orientation. And the result outcome orientation may be combined with people or customer orientation. In some cases, customer orientation or people or let's say people customer orientation. That is the degree to which management decision take into the consideration of the effects of outcomes on people within the and outside the organization. Remember, sometimes the people customer orientation may be divided into subcategories. The first one is the people, and the second one may be the customer. Okay. Another way, sorry, another way to view or another direction to view the orientation for the organizational culture is the collaboration or team orientation. And just like the name of the characteristic, we can say that the organizational culture focus on team more than focusing on individual. And most of the types of organizational culture has this characteristic. They focus on team more than focusing on individual. And in charity, how much the company plays the attention and consideration on the ethical issue when building the um, organizational culture, and combining all the six characteristics with high or low or medium adaptability, with high or low or medium on detail orientation, with some more or less consideration on integrity, might create the form or the outside view, the appearance of an organizational culture. And an organization may need culture to become more profitable, more competitive. But without culture, an organization will not die in short term. Okay. All right. Another way you may look at the common characteristic of organizational culture. Remember, here is the framework that differ from the framework of six key characteristics. Here, another way to look at that is the clan, the autocracy, the market, and the hierarchy. The clan is the culture which based on human affiliation. That means this kind of culture focus on the relationship among between and among people, so that this kind of culture value attachment, collaboration, support, trust, but not really value the efficiency and effectiveness of doing business like profitability, market share, something. But and the autocracy focus more the clan focus on both the people inside and outside. Autocracy only focus on employees development. And the market orientation in the in another side, focusing on how to achieve the business goals. Values, this kinds of culture, values prefer communication, competitions, and how to get high productivity and effectiveness on the market. This kind, the market side, focus on this one. Sorry. The market orientation focus on effectiveness, profitability, very strong. The last one is the hierarchy. The hierarchy is something look like the detail orientation in the framework of six characteristics, focus on standardization, formalization, routine, and does not accept very much deviation from the procedure or from the regulation. Okay, so I just share with you the concept of organizational culture, as well as share with you some characteristics that you may need to pay attention to understand organizational culture, as well to how to say uh, to understand and to prepare for the final exam. Sorry, I forgot that. All right, and the next point, I just want to share with you a short video clip to tell you first the benefits of building a great culture and some ideas about how to build a high performance culture. Okay, just a second. All right, can you see the screen?
And specifically how this model, when implemented, leads to a high-performance culture. But what's so important about an organization's culture?
All right, can you hear the sound clearly? So the video, the sound, volume, the quality, everything is okay before I really start it? Okay, good. Thank you, B. Now,
In this video, we're going to provide you with an overview of the Serving Leader model, and specifically how this model, when implemented, leads to a high-performance culture. But what's so important about an organization's culture anyway? Why should leaders even care or pay attention to culture? In order to understand the answer to that question, let's start with the end in mind. Every leader wants their organization to be successful, and there are many definitions of success. For some, it's about creating great products or serving customers well. For others, it's about growth and profitability. And for others still, it's about bringing healing, peace, and beauty to a world that desperately needs it. Whatever your organization's definition of success, it's the leader's responsibility to achieve it. And of course, that begins with a strategy. Strategy is a word that defines how an organization will achieve success, but your ability to execute on your strategy is dependent on your organization's executed, while a negative or unhealthy culture torpedoes or undermines strategy. This connection between culture, strategy, and success is well documented in research and practice and can be summarized by a common phrase: culture eats strategy for breakfast. It's a quote commonly attributed to Peter Drucker, one of the top management gurus of the 20th century. In other words, if you care about the success of your organization, you need to care about culture. Leaders often put together great strategies, and they often assemble great teams to execute on strategies, but they still come up short, often because they haven't created the right environment or high-performance culture to enable success. So what is a high-performance culture? Through work with leaders and organizations around the world, we've identified 6 characteristics that define a high-performance culture. Number 1, everyone understands why their work matters. People only give 100% of themselves, their creativity, their motivation, their focus, when they are able to connect their day-to-day activities with the purpose of the organization, something they know will make the world a better place. Number 2, values are practiced throughout the organization. Identifying values and holding people accountable to them creates an environment of trust and alignment around priorities. This, in turn, allows the organization to move with greater speed towards achieving its purpose. Number 3, all activities provide real value to the customer. Organizations with a high-performance culture prevent and remove wasteful tasks that take away from fulfilling a central component of their mission, which is to serve their customer well. Number 4, people's roles match up with their passion and capabilities. It takes time to understand people's design, both what they're good at and what they love to do. When this is done intentionally and in alignment with the organization's purpose, teams become dramatically more creative and productive. Number 5, dependency on individual leaders. Leaders are intentional about delegating both responsibility and authority so their teams are empowered to make decisions in alignment with the organization's mission, vision, and values. And finally, number 6, bottom line results and goals are achieved. Building a great culture is not mutually exclusive with growth and profitability. Instead, they are a natural consequence. Bottom line, when leaders build a high-performance culture, they are creating a foundation that will enable success. So now that we know what a high-performance culture is, how do we create one? Leadership is the key. You won't get the culture you need without high-performing leaders. But this doesn't happen by accident. They must be developed. And that's where Dr. John Stallworth and the Serving Leader Model comes in. The Serving Leader Model creates high-performing leaders that, in turn, create high-performance cultures. There are 2 parts to the Serving Leader Model, the Serving Leader Compass and the 5 actions. The Serving Leader Compass defines where your organization is going. It helps leaders answer 4 fundamental questions required to describe the organization's definition of success. Then, the 5 actions show your leadership team how to get there. The 5 actions are a result of years of research by Dr. John Stallworth working with organizations and leaders around the world, where he identified the behaviors great leaders were consistently practicing that produced extraordinary results. The Serving Leader Model is filled with practical tools and techniques that turn managers into high-performing leaders that produce high-performance cultures. So if it's true that culture eats strategy for breakfast, then it naturally follows that leadership eats culture for lunch. You can't get to strategy without culture, and you can't get to culture without leadership. So let's use the Serving Leader Model to build the leaders you need to create a high-performance culture.
All right. So what is the key content or message you get from the video clip? So you have any idea about what is the key message? First, organizational culture is really important. Strategy is the breakfast for the company's success, right? So what we really agree and what I really share with the author of the video clip is that organizational culture is really important for the organizational success. And he also says that to build the strong and high performance culture, leadership is very important. And I totally agree with that. But there is a misunderstanding here. Who will be the most important people when we build the high performance, when we want to build a strong organizational culture? Usually we think that the top management like the CEO, the CFO, the vice presidents are important people. Yes, it's true. But the real people, the most important people are the founders. And next, the top management too. The founders are most important in creating the company's culture and in developing the company culture. Who are the founders? The people who invest money to set up the companies. And if they are the CEO, it's great. But if they are not, they are still the most important people to build and to develop the company culture because they possess the resources. They own the resources. They have the power to allocate the resources. and they have the power to make the decision whether or not they should continue support the organizational culture or direct the organizational culture to another orientation or keep the organizational culture on the current orientation. Only the founders can do that. The top management team cannot. And remember, after next to the founder, it is the management, the top management team who are important to build and to develop the organizational culture. Okay. Now, coming back to the slide, what you need to focus on to prepare for the final exam, focus on the process, the socialization model. Let me share the screen with you. All right. Socialization model. This process show you how the organization, the employees from the beginning should be adapted with the organizational culture. And I will give you some minutes to read by yourself in the books. This one. Just give me a minute. Do you have the book with you on the I'm just give me a second. That is 1786. Just give me a second. I don't have the book with me here. Do you have the book with you? The textbook? Turn on chapter 15 and look at the socialization part. Why I don't have this book here? Just oh. All right, just refer to your book by this guideline. What I ask you, I am going to ask you to do is focus on it. Now, organizational behavior. All right. Now, what I am going to ask you to do is to log into your Blackboard account and go to the content sections. Right under the course material, you can see the link of organizational culture test bank. And most of the multiple choice questions in the test bank focus on the application of what you have just learned with me. But before that, I just want to remind you something. You see the link of the course material right now? When you click on that, Okay, here's the Google Drive folder that you get when you click in course material under the content section in the Blackboard. You can see here we have the organizational behavior textbook, we have the PowerPoint, and we have the video clips of the last two sections posted here. And I will post the video clip in this folder after every week we meet online, so that you don't need to email me to ask for the video clip, or you don't need to search for the video clips somewhere else. Just come to the folder course material here. Yeah, come to course materials here, and you click on that, you will be directed to the folder on Google Drive. And in the folder of Google Drive, you will see all the video clips that you need posted over there, including the textbook and the PowerPoint slide. All right. Now, what I am going to ask you to do is click on Organizational Culture Test Bank, and then open it. All right. Can all of you do that? Let me know. All right, can all of you download the file and open it on your computer? Let me know. Can you? Hello, are you still there? All right. So I will give you some minutes to work on that. Right now it's 9:0, let's say 9:03, and I will come back to you at 9:35. You will have 30 minutes to work on that. All right. And 32 minutes, and I will back to you at 9:35. And I am still here. I am still here, and you can ask me any question when you need. Okay. Now stop working on that, and I will return to you at 9:35. Hello everyone, I am back. Did you complete your practice test? Tell me how many questions have you done? Are you done all of them? Hello, are you still there? Hello, are you working? 40 over 50, good. How about the other? Hey, let me tell you what I'm going to do because I have another meeting at my school right now, so that I will post the test bank with the key on the blackboard right now, and just try to complete your work without looking at the test, the key, and when you are done, just compare to see how many questions that you get correct for all of them. Okay, and you are free to go right now because I have another meeting and I need to go to my university right now. And I will come back for the class of business ethics at 10:35. So for the student who take the business ethics class, make sure that you will be online at 10:35. Okay. So let me post the key on the blackboard first. Just wait for me until I complete posting the test bank with the key first. All right, do you see the test bank with the key posting on the blackboard right now? And when you complete your test, your practice test, just download the file and compare the key with your answer to see how many questions that you have correct. And I will see you next week with a plan to prepare for the final exam when I get the final confirmation from the school. Okay, so take care of yourself. Don't move a lot. Just try stay at home when you don't need to go out. Stay safe and healthy, my dear student. All right, see ya. Bye bye. Thank you and to you too. Bye bye. Stay safe. Thank you. Thank you. All right, see you next week.